Again. How's everybody doing on this fine Saturday? Me, I'm doing splendid. You know, I've come to one realization, and this is true. You've got to realize to yourself, nobody cares. Nobody's going to come to save you. No one's going to come to be your hero. No. The thing is, first and foremost, you have to learn to save yourself. You know, I read in a proverb. There's a proverb out there. And it said, you know what? You're like a guy carrying a heavy bag. And in that bag, there's labels. You know, good enough, okay, whatever. But guess what? Every single one of those labels has somebody else's name on it, has somebody else's trademark. Where's your label? Where's what you think of yourself? Where's that at? I don't see anything else in there. You look in the bag. Oh, there's labels from this person, labels from that person, labels from this person. Oh, what will this person think? What will that person think? What? You see, you wear yourself out due to all these questions that you continually ask yourself. But here's the kicker. Nobody really cares. Nobody really can really truly save you unless you decide to save yourself, because nobody else is going to do it but you. Nobody else cares truly but you. Because if you don't care about yourself, how do you expect others to care about you? How do you expect others to feel how they feel about you? If you don't feel good about yourself, then that means your whole entire life was based off of just public opinion, and that's it. Which is kind of a crappy little life, don't you think? I mean, think about it. You spend all your time, basically, looking inside a mirror, right? Oh, what am I going to do today? Oh, can I do that? Oh, what will they think if I do that? What will they think if I do this? If you're going to basically base your whole entire existence off of public opinion, then you've pretty much lost every battle that's ever been fought. You've lost every battle that's ever been constructed. Because think about it. The bottom line is what you've got to really train yourself. Who really cares what other people think? Who really cares what other people feel? Who really cares what other people think? Because to tell you the truth, the other people that you so prize, that you so think highly of, well, I hate to be the one to tell you this, But they're not thinking about you. They're not talking about you. They're busy with their own problems, their own bills, their own things. They ain't got time for you. So, by me saying nobody cares, it's not me being cold. It's called being realistic. It is. Because the bottom line is that nobody's going to be there to save you unless you can learn to save yourself first. Think about it. When a ship is sinking, of course, you're going to try and save other people, but you're also going to try and save yourself first, right? Well, there you go. So by me saying the term nobody cares, it's not a cold thing. It's called being in the realms of the reality. You know what I mean? It's not me being cold. It's just me waking you up to the realms of the reality show. Because think about it. When you get yourself in trouble, who do you think's going to bail you out? What? Your mother? Your father? Your aunt? Your uncle? Who? I believe that's you, isn't it? You've got to learn to bail yourself out, kiddo. You've got to learn to help yourself, because how the hell do you expect anyone to help you on this godforsaken earth if you can't help yourself? How do you expect somebody to hold your hand and help you out of bed every single day when you can't even help yourself? If you do not have that will to get up out of that bed every single morning, what's the point? No one's going to give you anything in life. You have to work hard for it. You have to want it. You have to get it yourself. Because if you don't, you're going to wind up falling into a pit of basically, wonder what they would think. I wonder what they would feel. I wonder, they. You'd get to the point to where you would never have your own opinion, where you would never have your own thought process, where you would basically revolve around public. That's it. And I don't know about you, but that's a sad, pathetic excuse for an existence. You're telling me that you're going to waste every single moment of your day worrying about, oh my God, what are people going to think? Oh my God, what are people going to say? What are people going to do? You know what I say? Fuck it. Why should you care about what other people think? Why should you care what other people feel? They obviously don't care about you, so why should you care about them? I mean, fair is fair, isn't it? I mean, seriously. I'm not being cruel. I'm not being mean. I'm just being realistic. That if you can't help yourself, how do you expect other people to help you? It's just like the fire department trying to open the door to save you. Well, they're not going to open the door by themselves. you've got to open it by you've got to figure out how to open that door. You've got to figure out how to say something. Hey, I need help. Because the first step in anything in life starts with you. With you. And everything else falls second place. But I'm very serious about this. The first step in life, it all starts out with you. Because otherwise, you're going to be carrying that book bag with all these types of labels in them. Good enough. It's okay. You know? So that means you would be spending the rest of your life to, what do you call it? Dress to impress. You're like, well, I've got to keep my yard a certain way so that people would think, well, I'm a clean person. Or, well, I got to keep my house a certain way so people will think, oh, God, what are people going to think? Public opinion. What is he going to think? What is she going to think? What is she going to feel? What is he going to feel? The question is not what everybody else thinks about you. The question is, what do you think about yourself? What do you personally think about who you are and who you really are becoming? That's the thing that you have to worry about. Don't worry about what he said, she said, he thinks, she thinks. No. Because I guarantee 100% you're going to run yourself ragged and you're going to wear yourself out and burn yourself out and literally run yourself into the ground worrying about other people. They're not worried about you. No, they're not. They're busy with their own lives. They're busy with their own bills. They're busy with their own things. They don't think about you 24/7. No. They're busy with other things. Like paying bills, like feeding their families. Everything like that. Believe it or not, the person that is talking crap about you, the reason why they're talking about you? You want to know? It's because they're in the same exact cage you are. Just doing the same exact thing. Consumed with public opinion and, just upset and jealous. Because guess what? You're getting your act together. You are waking up and realizing, I'm going to do whatever it is that I want to do with my life. And I don't care who likes it and who doesn't. Because my life is not built off of public opinion. My life is not built off of, I wonder what he would say. I wonder what she would say. I wonder what he would do. I wonder what she would do. No. Because if you think like that, like I said, you're going to physically and mentally run yourself into the ground. And then what? You think someone's going to come by and pick up the pieces while you're laying there on the ground? No, they won't. Unless you scrape yourself off that ground first. Because nobody knows, hey, I need help. Or, hey, I need this. I need that. I need this. I need that. You need to stop it. Stop. Stop it all. The first question is, when you get into trouble or when you get into a fix, here's your first question that needs to run through that tiny little brain of yours. The first question is simple. Okay, I created a problem. I created a problem. Now the question is, how am I going to get myself out of it? How am I going to personally solve this problem? Other people are not going to do it for you. I guarantee you they're not. It's not what everybody else is going to do for you, but it's what you are going to do for yourself. Because if you don't handle things yourself, how do you expect everybody else to handle it? How do you expect someone to help you when you can't even help yourself? Me personally, I would not care. I would not give a fuck. I would find a way. I would literally force myself to at least open up my eyes and say, hello, nice to meet you. That'd be my first step. My second step would be to figure out, okay, now that I'm in this bed, how am I going to get myself out of it? How am I going to start my day off right? Instead of worried about, oh, if I step to the right, I wonder what so-and-so would say if I step to the right. I wonder what so-and-so would say if I step to the left. Come on, give me a break. Quit worrying about what everybody else thinks. Quit worrying about what everybody else says. Because guess what? Bottom line, people are going to talk no matter what you do. You know, you could sit here and kiss their ass and say all kinds of positive things and say, oh, they're the best, nah, 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 nah. And, you know, pardon my French, lick their butthole all you want. But at the end of the day, it's still not going to help, is it? It's still not going to change things, is it? Because at the end of the day, you're still where you're at. And they're, well, still where they're at. So, what does it change? What does it change when you literally respond to somebody's negativity? You know why they're negative to you? I'll tell you why they're negative to you. Because they're miserable on the inside. Just like you are. They're struggling just like you are. They're hurting just like you are. And they don't know how to express themselves. That's the bottom line. And that's the truth. Hello to everybody in the chat. Good to see you. But you know, like I said, I'm not being mean. I'm not being cruel. I'm not being evil to anybody. I'm just stating a fact. And it's these facts that a lot of people don't want to listen to. A lot of people don't want to hear. A lot of people don't want to face the truth on. That you have to rely on yourself in order to get other people to help you. Because the first step in anything in life begins with you. Begins with you as a person, you as an individual. You're the very first person to start anything. And don't forget this, you're the very last person to end it. And that's with arguments, disagreements, anything. If someone's talking shit on you, you know what the best way you can become the most deadliest weapon in the world? The best way to silence a hater is just to ignore them. Because think about it. They scream into a void for a reason. They yell in a microphone for a reason. They're literally stroking out, chimping out, doing all of that for a reason. They do it in hopes that you will hear them. They do it in hopes that you will respond to them, that you will acknowledge their pathetic, miserable existence. And once you don't, then they just disappear. And that's how it is, isn't it? I mean, ain't that the truth of the matter? Seriously. You know, think about it. We all live our own lives. Why should anybody dictate to us what we're going to do and what we're not going to do? What we're going to say and what we're not going to say? How we're going to feel and how we're not going to feel? If you're going to live that, then you're just living a life of bullshit. Because you don't have to be that way. You don't. You're living, see, all the drama that you bring in your life, half of it's self-created. Well, you didn't have to respond if you didn't need to. You didn't have to react if you didn't need to. Oh, but it was necessary because he talked about this, talked about that, talked about this. But guess what? You would have never heard it if you hadn't have heard it. You would have never responded to it. Think about that one. Because remember this. Someone can sit there and try to punch you right in the face. But guess what? If you didn't see it, it didn't happen. Think about that one for a minute. Mull that one over. You know, we have eyes and ears on our face for a reason, right? Well, think about this. If you didn't see it and didn't hear it, it never happened. Think about that one. To be the most dangerous weapon in the room, then the best bet is being absolutely silent. Because think about it. When you're quiet, nobody knows what you're going to do. Nobody knows what you're going to say. Nobody knows how you feel. Because stillness is the most powerful weapon in the world. Silence is the most powerful weapon in the world. Nobody seems to understand that. So, anyway, the long and the short end of it. The point that I'm trying to make today is simple. If you don't care about yourself, how do you expect other people to care for you? Not everybody is going to hold your hand 24/7. Sometimes you have to hold your own self up. You know? It's pretty simple. And that's it.